So we are going to deploy Linux operating system virtual machine. Okay. So what is this? Ritvik Chava. Okay. What you want to do? How can I do it? Is there any restriction? So Ritvik, what is your concern? Tell me. Is there anything that you want to tell? Please go ahead and type your question. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name properly. Chava, you there? Okay. All right, guys. So today we are going to see how we are going to deploy the virtual machine with Linux operating system. Okay. So see, guys, the way of deploying virtual machines, okay, either of any operating system is same. Okay. Whether you deploy a virtual machine of Windows operating system or you deploy a virtual machine of a Linux operating system, the way of doing it same. Only the difference is that you are going to choose the operating system here accordingly as per your project requirement. That's it. That's the only difference you are going to have. Okay, if I go here and if I say the virtual machine deployment for Linux operating system, the procedure is same. Okay, how we have deployed the Windows VM, same we are going to opt the procedure, but the only difference is that we are going to use the operating system in place of Windows as Linux. That's it. That's the only difference we are going to see. So let me get a resource group first here. Okay. So I'll go to create. I'll create one resource group with a name called Naresh RG. Okay. And then I'll say here virtual machine. Okay. Naresh RG resource group got created. Virtual machine. Give an Azure virtual machine here. Okay. And then here all things are same. Okay, I'm just taking the name as Naresh VM. Okay, here is the catch. Okay, image is what? Image is nothing but an operating system. So we have chosen all the time now Windows 2019 or Windows 10 or Windows, whatever you want. Now I'm choosing what? A Ubuntu server of Linux operating system. See, Ubuntu server of Linux operating system. Here also we are having multiple versions. You can take 18.04, you can take 20.04. Okay. LTS XX4 generation 2. Two versions you are having Linux operating system. You can take SUSE Enterprise Linux operating system, Oracle Linux operating system, Red Hat Enterprise Linux operating system. Multiple Linux operating systems are there. I'm just going with Ubuntu here. Next, size, all things are same, guys. How we have deployed for Windows VM, it is the same. And I'm going to manage, I'm going to log into this Linux operating system using password. So I'm selecting the password here and it is asking me to pick up the name. So this is the details that we'll need, okay, to log in, to connect to the virtual machine, same like Windows only. Okay, this is the name I'm giving here, user admin name, user admin credentials, and then password. We are going to give the password something like this. Okay. This is the password. I'm going to pass here. Confirm password. Okay, yes, SSH is needed to connect to Linux operating system. RDP we use for Windows operating system. RDP we use for Windows operating system, and SSH we use for Linux operating system. Okay. If this is blocked, If this is not open, then you cannot connect to Windows server. If this is blocked, then you cannot connect to the Linux server. Normally, this is the uh, protocol, or this is the ports that should be opened here. Okay, I can say ports here for this operating systems. Yes, of course, using VPN or using base 10. Okay, yes, you can connect to the VMs, though these ports are not open. Okay, that's a altogether a different core networking concepts. Okay, plain and a simple way, I can say that this port should be open for Linux and Windows. So that's why I'm saying here SSH. SSH stands for what? Secure shell. SSH stands for secure shell. Okay. And what about RDP? RDP stands for remote desktop protocol. Okay, fine. So rest of all things are same, no change. All things is same, like Windows virtual machine. Okay, all these things I have explained in detail in the previous classes. Okay, so please refer the recording for last classes and then go ahead and click on create. So what it is going to do now, it is going to create a virtual machine of Linux operating system. Okay, we'll just wait for it for some time. Let the VM gets deployed. How to connect to the VM, that I'm going to show you through Cloud Shell. Okay, fine. So let it get finished, the deployment here. If you see here in the material, I have given all the steps. See, we can also create a virtual machine of different operating systems in Azure Cloud Computing. To deploy a VM of Linux operating system, have to follow the below steps. Subscription, pick up your subscription accordingly. Resource group, pick any resource group of any name that you want. Virtual machine name, region, same like Windows only. And in image, what we are doing here, see, for image, we are saying here Ubuntu server. Okay, this version I am taking here. Okay, authentication type, I'm going with password, username, password and confirm password. This is the admin credentials. Okay, fill rest of the values accordingly or leave to default and deploy the Linux VM. After the Linux VM gets deployed, okay, we are at this stage. Okay, at this step. Now, after the Linux VM gets deployed, open the Cloud Shell, create a storage account, bash, and pass the below commands. Okay, I'll just show. So now the Linux VM got deployed. Okay. See, now this is my Linux VM. See, Naresh VM of Linux operating system. See, operating system is Linux. Open the Cloud Shell. Okay, this is our Cloud Shell option. Okay. And for Linux, we'll go for the bash scripting. Okay, click on this create a storage account. Simply click on this create a storage account, because to execute the scripts, it needs some space. Okay, it needs some place. Okay, that's why Azure will ask us to create a storage account. Okay, that's why I click on create a storage account. Let it get created here, and then once it is get connected, okay, we have to choose the scripting. PowerShell and Bash, both we are going to get. Okay, I'll just show. Let it get finished the formality here. See now, Bash. This is Bash. For Linux operating system commands, for Linux commands, we use Bash. Okay. So it is just connecting to the terminal. Let it get connected here. We'll wait for some time. Okay, fine. If you click on this knob and if you say here PowerShell, then say confirm, then you are going to connect to the PowerShell terminal. See here, this is PowerShell. For Linux VMs, we'll use Bash, and if you want to execute the scripts using bash scripting, then we have to connect to the bash terminal. So to connect to bash terminal, same here, click on this one, say bash, say confirm. Okay, you are now connecting to the bash terminal. Okay, what I have to tell once again, Apurva, line for Linux machines, we use the bash commands. For Windows machine, we use the PowerShell command. That's it. Okay, fine. Now the bash terminal is connected. Okay, so what I'm saying here now, I want to connect, I want to log into the virtual machine. Okay, Linux virtual machine. So what is the command I have to use? The SSH username. Okay, whatever is the username of your virtual machine, followed with the public IP of the virtual machine, followed with the public IP of the virtual machine. How to go to a storage account? When you are clicking, when you are opening the Cloud Shell here, then here it will ask you to create a storage account. Just simply click on that storage account. That's it. Once you click on this Cloud Shell option, okay, here you will find create a storage account. Simply click on it. That's it. Why are you creating a storage account? Because, oh my God, Shiva, I think your background is not IT then. Yes, Linux commands and Windows are completely different. Yes, the platform, the operating systems are different. Linux is completely one world, and this is Windows is completely another world. Both are completely different here. Okay. Okay, no problem. It will take some time, Shiva. Just keep practicing, refer the recordings and do the practice. Fine. Now I have connected to the bash terminal. What I'll do now, I'll try to log into the Linux server. So for that, what I'll do, SSH. Okay. What is my VM name? My VM name is Naresh VM, right? So I'm saying here Naresh VM. Okay. And then at followed with the IP address. What is the IP address of my VM? This one. See, public IP address. Okay, IP address for a VM is something like a phone number. If you want to connect to some person to talk to that person, what you need his phone number, right? So IP address is also something like a phone number for a virtual machine. So I'm passing here the IP address. This is the public IP address of my VM. See, so what it is, that is 20.127.90.101. Okay, this is the command, guys. Okay, SSH username of our virtual machine. Don't type username here directly how it is written. Every time, whatever the username you want for your VM, that you will give. Okay, I have given as Naresh VM. Correct now. So you might have given my VM, you might have given some other name. So that's why I have written here in a generic way username at here at then VM public IP. This is the public IP of the virtual machine. Hit enter. Okay. What it is saying, are you sure you want to continue connecting to the VM? See, are you sure you want to continue connecting to the VM? Then simply say here, yes. Enter. Now it is asking for the password. What password we have given? This is the password we have given, right? At the time of VM creation. I'm passing the password here. Okay. Enter. Okay, now it is asking to enter the password again. Permission denied. I think I have entered the wrong password. Okay. So why it is saying permission denied here? Permission denied, please try again. I think I have given this password or something different. I'm not sure. Small VM. Right, correct. LM you are right. See, this I have done the mistake. See, I have given here VM and M in small letters. That is not accepted. So I'll just say here SSH. Okay, Naresh. You have to be very careful, guys. Okay. at a VM public IP. Okay. Very good, LM City. You have catched the correct point. Yes. So SH, give the correct VM name. Okay. N capital. Okay. ARESH small. Then VM is capital. Okay. I have given here small. Okay. That's why it was not recognizing. At followed with the public IP of the virtual machine. The public IP also, guys, you have to be very careful at the time of deploying it. Yeah, Anil, you're also right. So I'm passing the public IP for our VM here. Okay, it got stuck. 1 minute, guys. 20.127.90.101. Okay, it is asking for the password now. I'll say here this password I'm going to pass, guys. And password also exactly same you have to pass. S S uppercase, rest all small cases at 123. Carefully you have to type the password. Okay, done. Done. Now see it got connected. It got connected now. Okay, thank you guys. So now you got connected to the virtual machine. You are inside the Linux virtual machine. You are inside the Linux virtual machine. Okay. Now I am giving you a handbook for Linux commands. Okay. If you open this book for Linux commands, plenty of Linux commands are there. Okay. Whichever Linux commands, how much or whatever you want to practice it, guys, you can practice. If you see here, nicely I have given all the Linux commands here. Okay. So let it get open. I'll just show it to you guys. Okay, this is the complete the Linux commands book here. So now see here, I'll just go to the directory. So you can create a folder using, okay, this command. In Linux operating system, you can create a folder using this command. See, make directory. MKDIR stands for make a directory. Okay, fruits, one folder you are creating. And you can create multiple folders with one command also. Yes, this is also possible. And you can also create multiple nested folders by adding the -p option. Like this, multiple commands that you can go for. Just as you can create a folder using make directory, you can delete a folder using rmdir. Okay, I'll just show you some commands here, guys. Okay, we'll just create one folder here with a name called fruits. We'll just follow these commands only. Okay, so I'll say here mkdir. No mistakes, guys. You have to be very careful. Okay, now see the folder with a name called fruits created. If you say list here, ls stands for list. See, fruit folder it is showing here. Fruit folders that you have, that we have created just now. If you want to create multiple folders with one command, then what is that? mkdir. Okay, and then dogs and cars. Some names it is taking for the folders. You can create any names. Okay, you can pass any names here. If you say here list, now see, it is showing multiple folders has been created. Cars, dogs, fruits, something like this. If you want to create nested folders, means folder under a folder. Okay, then how it is going to be mkdir. Okay, then what we are saying, -p, and then fruits under apples. This is the fruit folders that we have created initially, and then backslash we are saying here under fruits you are going to create an apple folder. Okay, apples, whatever you want you can say. If you say here now list, then see, just you have to go inside the fruits folder and then you can see apples folder there. Okay, so how to go to the fruits folder? Simply say cd, okay, fruits. You came inside this fruits folder. Now if you say list, then you will find apples folders here. See, apples folder. Okay, fine. Is that clear, guys? Now in the same way, if you want to delete something, all these commands are there. Okay, just as you can create a folder using make directory, you can delete a folder using rmdir also. If you want to say here rmdir apple, okay, then apple folder will be deleted here. rmdir and then say apples. You are deleting apple folder. If you see here, nothing is there. Okay. And now you can say RMDIR fruits also, but I think you have to come out of fruits folder for that. Okay, you have to come out of fruit folder. So I'll just say here CD cars. Okay. So what is the command to come out of these cars folders, guys? Anyone having any idea? Because I'm not much good in Linux commands here. CD dot dot. Okay. CD dot dot. Okay, I came here. Okay, good. No, I am not coming out of the fruits folder. So guys, to come out of the folder, so it is CD space dot dot. Okay, good. If I say here now, let us take, if I want to delete the fruits folder for an example, then how can I delete that one? It is RMDIR fruits. Okay. So let me check here. LS, yeah, fruits folder is there. RMDIR. Then I'll say here fruits. Now see, fruits folder got deleted, only cars and dogs. So something Linux commands is there, guys. Okay. So plenty of commands are there for Linux. Okay. See, so I'm just going to give you this Linux commands book here. Okay. However, or whichever commands that you want to practice. Okay. It's upon your choice. This is not the Linux course here, guys. I'm not going in detail with the Linux. Just in our syllabus is that, I have to show you guys how we can even deploy a Linux virtual machine, Linux operating system, even in Azure cloud computing. Same procedure. The only catch is that here, when you are creating a virtual machine, okay, in image, you have to choose the respective operating system. What you want, Windows you want, Linux you want, Ubuntu you want, or Windows 10 you want. If you go here, okay, see all images, you will find even much more different types of operating systems also. Whichever you want, you can choose it. See, plenty of operating systems here. 253 pages are there, and you can imagine how many different types of operating systems that Azure is offering us. See, page number 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See, plenty of different operating systems. But most of the times, guys, okay, most of the times, okay, 90% of the times we'll deploy Windows servers only. Okay. And we are having separate team for Windows, okay, operating system, and we are having separate team for Linux operating system also. So I belongs to Windows operating system team. Okay. And if your expertise is in Linux, then you will belongs to Linux operating system. So separate team for even Linux operating system in the companies. Okay, fine. This is a different platform. This is a different platform. If you are exposing, if you are mentioning, okay, okay, it's depend upon you, Khaja. You cannot be perfect expertise in both the operating systems. I have never seen one person who knows very well Windows and Linux. So to a certain basic level, yes, I can, or if one person can, but Linux administrators are different. Linux people working on Linux platforms are different, and people working on Windows platforms is different. If you're learning both, then it will be great for you. It will give a value add for your profile. Fine. So this is what about the virtual machine deployments using Linux operating system, guys. Next, I'll show you the storage account. What is storage account here? See, guys, these days, especially in our generation, okay, we are having data in different formats, in different shapes, in different structure, right? If you see here, we are having images. This is also one type of data. Videos, this is also one type of data. Documents, one type of data. Documents, it could be anything. It could be in any format. It could be in .txt. It could be in XLSX. It could be in PDF. Okay, etc., etc. Okay, and then you are having data in the form of memes. Okay, and you are having in the form of Instagram reels, and you are having data in the form of transactions, bank transactions. This is also one type of data, na guys? bank transactions, and your health records. Health record. This is also one type of data. When you do the tests, okay, when you do the hospital tests, like your white blood cells, red blood cells, your if you are having any kind of disease or something, your health records basically. Okay, hospital tests. Okay, this is also one type of data. Your health records is also one type of data. And you are having what else? Web series. Web series also one type of data. Correct or not? These days we are having lot of web series, like in Netflix we are having, right? In Prime Videos we are having. Yes, this is also one type of data. And news, right? In news channels we are having different types of programs these days, right? We are having prime time shows. We are having what political debates, okay, etc., etc. A lot of press conference, okay, or what else? Press conference would be, and general discussion. They will just call 4 or 5 people from different party, and they will start discussing. Okay, they'll give an opportunity to people. I think you guys have seen many times the news channels. So these days the data is in different formats. The data is in different shape. Okay, and we are having even this also. When you enter a shopping mall, automatically the doors will get open, and when you have entered it, then automatically the door will get closed. So it's a sensor which is recognizing, which is detecting that someone is trying to come in. Automatically the door will get open, and then you go inside the shopping mall. Same for lifts also. Lift, okay, lifts will get open automatically. People will go inside the lift will close automatically, then we'll press the button. We want to go to 6th floor, 5th floor, 8th floor. That is also one type of data. Correct now? So like this, we are having data these days in different formats, in different shape. And what Azure is saying now, Azure is saying that data in any format, in any shape, in any size, okay, in any extension, okay, is welcome or can be uploaded in Azure Cloud Storage Services. You can upload the data, you can store the data of any type, any shape, any format, any size, any extension is welcome, or you can upload or store in Azure Cloud Storage Services. That is what I'm saying here. Azure Storage is Microsoft Cloud Storage solution for modern data storage scenarios. Modern data means this is modern data. News channel, prime time shows, political debates, press conference, web series in OTT platforms. Okay, health record, bank transactions is the old thing. Instagram reels, memes, YouTube memes. Okay, images we are having these days, small videos also. That is, I think, memes only. The 30 seconds reels. I'll say here memes or reels, 30 seconds, 45 seconds, 15 seconds, like this. All modern data storage, whatever it is that we are able to generate with our smartphones. Okay. Yes, that all type of data is accepted and can be uploaded in Azure Cloud Storage Services. Azure Storage Account contains our storage data objects, and that contains, like in blob, file, queue, and table storage account, provides a unique namespace for our storage data that is accessible from anywhere in the world over HTTP and HTTPS. That's true. Okay. So see guys, if I tell you Azure storage account, okay, Azure storage account, or Azure Storage Services. Some people will call it as Azure Storage Account. Some people will call it as Azure Storage Services. Whatever you want, you can say it. Okay. So Microsoft Azure is offering its storage account or storage services as an inbuilt service. Okay. See here, if I come here to Azure Cloud Computing, if I say here storage account, see, I got it here. I got it here. Okay. Just search here storage account. Okay. You will get it here on top in your intelligence. Click on it, then automatically it will take you to the storage account window. Now, Azure storage account or storage services is broadly, okay, offering its storage services in 4 types. What is that? First, we are having container or blob storage service. Next, we are having file share storage service. Third, we are having table storage service. Fourth, we are having queue storage service. So this storage account, Azure storage account or Azure storage service, okay, is offering us 4 different types of storage services broadly. That is this 4. In the interviews, they will ask you what they will ask in the interview. What are the different types of storage services that you have worked upon? Then you have to say here blob storage service or container storage service. Okay, 2 names, it has got 2 names. Whichever you want, you can tell or remember both. And then file share storage service, table storage service, and queue storage service. Okay, so in this storage service, blob or container storage service, again you are having multiple different storage services. What is that? That is page blob. Okay, append blob, and then blob. Blob, B-L-O-B, stands for binary large object. Here I have written very nicely in the material. See, container blob or container storage service or blob storage service. Blob stands for binary large object. It is used to store binary large objects. In blob, we can store unstructured data, and it is part of our storage services only. Okay, fine. In blob, we have different types of storages. That is page blob, append blob, and blob. See, this is the blob storage service, na? Right? That's why I'm saying here in blob, we are having different types of storages. That is what a page blob, append blob, and blob. So Azure is saying that I'm having, okay, different types of storage offerings based upon your data, based upon your files, what kind of files you are uploading. Accordingly, these storage services will get categorized. Suppose for an example, now you want to store, okay, video files, which is of 2 to 3 hours, 2 to 3 hours video files, movie videos. Okay, then you want to store VM disks file. Okay, VM disk. Okay, if you guys remember, we have done in vertical scaling VM disks. You want to store database file of very large size, something 50 GB, 40 GB, 1 TB kind of, or unstructured database files. Unstructured database files. Like this kind of data, if you are having, then you can store it in the page blob. Like this kind of data, if you are having, examples I have given here, then you can store in the page blob. Okay, now append blob. What is append blob here? Okay, when you want to store the logs of your Azure resources, then you can put it in the append blob. See, I have written here in the material, page blob used to keep the VMDs, the data which we are using very frequently, keep under page blob. It is pricing is cheaper than block blob. Basically, we store here unstructured data. That is what this one. Okay. I'll say here example. Okay. All this. Okay. Something like this. Now, append blob is what? Append blob is used for logging purpose such as VM logs, diagnostic logs, etc. Assume that 2 years back, you have deployed VM. Okay, we have deployed a VM. Now, assume that we have deployed this in 2021 January. Okay, so year 2021, year 2022, and now we are in year 2023. 2 years, 2 months, as we are in March now. So 2 years, 2 months. If you want to see how many times my VM is restarted, how many times my VM got updated, what all the people who got the access to my VM in these 2 years, okay, and how many different people connected to my VM and what they have done. Okay, how many jobs succeeded in my VM in last 3 months? How many jobs got failed in my VM? Like this, all kind of information. We call it as what? Logs. We call it as what? Logs. So that kind of logs we can store in our append blob. Okay, so logs of Azure resources. Okay, we can store. Okay, we can store in append blob. Okay, logs means information about the Azure resources. Storage account you have created. Now, how many people connected to your storage account? What all data has been uploaded in your storage account? Which file has uploaded on which date? And that file is there in your storage account for how long? It's for 3 months, 6 months, when it got updated, when it got deleted. All this kind of information is called as logs. So like this kind of logs, you can put it in the append blob. Next, block blob. This type of storage account is suitable when you are having the data in the form of documents. You are having Excel, okay, Excel document, Excel SX. Okay, I'll just simply write it as Excel rather than Excel document you are having, TXT document you are having, okay, and JSON document you are having, and what else? ARM templates. JSON is a ARM templates document you're having, and you are having PDF document, etc. Like this kind of documents. When you are having, then blob is suitable for that. When you're having like this kind of information to store, then append blob is suitable for that. When you're having like this kind of information to store, then page blob is suitable for that. Getting, guys? So Azure is accepting any type of data, any shape, any format, but with respective format and shape, it has divided the storage services categories, and it is asking you to upload. Now, if you're trying to upload video files, okay, in this category, blob category, then it will throw you an error. It won't accept. If you're uploading normal Excel file in this category, then it will throw you an error. Getting, guys? File share storage services, if you want to store the files which is having completely the raw data. Raw data means the file is having a data, but seeing that file, you cannot understand what it is about. You cannot take any judgment. Complete raw data. Okay. That file, you have to put it in some tools like Informatica or Oracle BI or MS BI. With that, we'll upload, we'll do extract, and then we'll finally dump the data in some databases. And after that, you can make some judgments. You can understand what is the data about. Raw file data is something like, it is having all uppercase, lowercase, special characters, numerics, But when you're seeing the data, you are not able to understand anything. Like that kind of files, yes, like big data, Hadoop files, big data analytics guys, that kind of data we can store it here in the file share storage services. Table, if you want to store the data in the form of databases, in the form of rows and columns, then we'll use this table storage services. Storage queue service, when you are doing the transactions, like especially if you see here these days, we are having Google Pay, Phone Pay, Paytm Pay. Okay, all these transactions are happening through queue storage services only. Queue storage services having the capacity or capability to perform multiple transactions. Okay, uh, with no time basically. So here the different storage services is there, and different storage services is applicable, can be useful, depends upon your data what it is. Okay, is that clear guys? And one more thing here, storage account or storage service, okay, is not like a virtual machine, is not like a VM. Not like a VM means what? Once you deploy the VM, okay, once you deploy the VM, then the VM is ready to use. Then the VM is ready to use. But when it comes to storage services, now it is not the case like that. In storage service, okay, when you deploy, a storage service or a storage account, okay, storage service or a storage account, then it will just create the storage bucket. Storage bucket. That's it. Again, inside this storage bucket, what you want to use, what you want to consume. You want to consume this container blob storage service, then you have to implement it separately. If you want to use this file share storage service, then you have to implement it separately. If you want to use, you have to implement it again separately inside this storage bucket, inside this storage account service. Okay, if you want to use this one, then you have to implement it separately again, like this you have to do. When you cannot expect that, I have deployed the storage account, then I can use anything, this one, this one, or this one, or this one. No. Again, you have to implement it separately, whichever you want to use. Whereas for VM, it is not the case like this. Once the VM is deployed, then everything is ready for your VM, in your VM. Okay, operating system is ready, network is ready, you are able to connect to the VM, you can see the OS disk, you can see the temporary disk, you can see the IP is already allocated for your VM, everything is ready for your VM. It is something like ready to eat. But in storage, it is not the case like that. In storage, it will just create the bucket for you. Again, inside that storage bucket, what you want to consume, what you want to use, then again that you have to implement it separately. Okay, guys, is that clear? Fine. So if you come here now, if you say here, create, then you are going to create a storage account. See here now, same like virtual machine, we have filled on different tabs, right? For storage accounts also, we are going to fill these tabs: basics, advanced, networking, data protection, encryption, tags, review plus create. All these tabs we are working on for the storage account also. So you have to be very careful when you're filling all these details. Okay. What I'll do, guys, I'll just stop the class here because it will take minimum half an hour. Every single option I have to explain it here. What is this options? Why we are using? What is the purpose? All these options I'm going to explain you. Same like virtual machines only. Okay. It will take at least some 25-30 minutes for me to deploy the storage account for the first time. Okay. Like how I have done for virtual machine. So I'll take up the practical tomorrow for the storage account, and then I'll show you how we can deploy it. Okay. Fine. Khaja, I have already shared the syllabus, ma. Okay. So please see the recordings. I have shared the syllabus already. Okay. Get it from there. In every class, it's consuming a lot of time for me. Do we keep our repository? Repository means what here? I didn't get you. Yes, it will take more time than VM, but it's very simple and straightforward LMCT. If you do the practice, it will be very easy. Storage services is small compared to virtual machines. Okay, yes, it's separately, no doubt. Okay, but it's small only, not big. Just do little practice referring the recordings. It will be very easy for you guys. Okay, fine, guys. Any other questions, anyone? What is this UDP? Rishikesh, what is this UDP? I don't know. Yogendra, 900 dumps. RDP, you mean? I think port opening is not there. Rishikesh, RDP port openings should be there. Then only you can connect. What you have to do after you deploy the two VMs now, Rishikesh, go to the VMs here. Like this, you are finding two VMs now. Go on the VM like this. Go to networking and check whether this RDP. Okay, this is Linux VM. SSH is there. For Windows VM, you will find RDP. Just check whether that RDP is there or not. And that RDP should be saying here allow. First thing. And then also you have to ensure you are passing the correct username and password. Then only you can able to make a login. Okay, Tenali, what is your question? Azure Vaults. In the process of Azure Vault key, I have provided get list permissions to user. Can we see resource group name under resource group? Once log on with different subscription user. No, different subscription user you cannot see. Suppose for an example, you have given access to Rajesh user, and if you are logging in with Rajesh user credentials, then only you can see the vault and you can see the get list permissions. If you have given access to Rajesh user and you are logging in with a Ramesh user, for an example, then you cannot see. Whichever user you have given the access, for that user only you are able to see the key vault, resources inside the resource groups, and secrets also. That or what I have shown yesterday. Okay, identity access management is a very big concept, guys. I'll just show that in Active Directory classes. Okay, now today we have started storage services module. Okay, storage services module we have started today. Like this, I'll show you Active Directory module also. There I'll show you how we can provide the access to different users and how we can access with different user credentials. You see, if you are logging in with different user credentials, then it will not show you the resource group name. If you are logging in with same user credential, if still it is not showing you the resource group name, then you have to give access at resource group level, not at key vault level. I think you have given access at key vault level. Wait for some time. Tenali, wait for some time. Let us come to, let us come to Active Directory classes. On the time, this doubt will be very much clear to you. Okay, nice, very nice then. Fine. Khaja, if you learn this much, then this is more than sufficient for you, Khaja, to get the job. I'm telling. If you learn this much, it is more than sufficient. Learn. Just don't read it like a newspaper. Okay, this is the material, na? Don't read the material like a newspaper. What will happen with newspaper? When we read a newspaper, 50% of the things we'll understand, 50% we won't understand, but still we read it. No, that's not the case. Every single line in this material should be in your head. If I ask you any question from this material, you should be able to answer. That is called learning and reading properly. Don't read like a newspaper or a magazine. Okay. Sorry, guys. Fine, guys. I'll stop the class here. Tomorrow we'll continue the storage account implementation. Okay. Theoretical information we have covered about the storage purposes, different types of storage services, which storage service is used for what kind, and all. Tomorrow I'll show you the practical implementation of storage services. Okay. Bye, guys. Bye, everyone. Good day. Have a nice day and bye bye. Take care.